Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, it's Alexander Hilly123 here, and it's time for chapters 9 to 15 of my Evil Within AKUMU difficulty walkthrough, the long play, 2 videos. We've done chapters 1 to 8 today, now we're doing chapters 9 to 15. Let's continue. I've got some pineapple and a banana, which is kind of past its best. A bit like me, but we'll make do. See what happens.
Detective Castellanos.
Castellanos.
Was that someone else's memories?
You were moaning in your sleep. Have a bad dream?
Still getting the micro stutters. I have a 4K laptop, and I thought it was because my laptop was in 4K. That might be why this issue is happening, but no, it's happening already. I can see it. The micro stutters. The cheap jump scares within.
Memories are vague.
Do have a few more sniper bullets, but we do have a lot of keys. Got 4.
It can be easy at times for memories to be distorted by others. That is why they must be cherished.
Yeah, I can see the micro stutters. It's pissing me off, ladies and gentlemen. Spooky, scary ghosts.
You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Seb's just kicking down the door. But yeah, we've got 4 keys. Not sure we'll get them all. Might be a few that I don't get. Depends on the strategies that I go for in certain areas where there are keys where it might be a bit dangerous to get them. There's quite a few of those in chapter 10, for example. I'm not going to be killing Laura just because we don't have to, but I'm more worried about the swipe attack with Laura as opposed to the insta-kill that she usually does. We've got freeze bolts coming up in this chapter. Oh, we've no flash bolts, so take 2 of them. Got explosive bolts coming up. Let's take these sniper rooney bullets as well. We're looking good, ladies and gentlemen. How much green gel we got? 23,000. Nice one. Yeah, I've had a look online to try and figure out what's going on with this micro stutter issue. If it was happening all the time, then I wouldn't be recording this, but I actually don't think it looks that bad. It's very frustrating though, but it could be a lot worse. But I don't want it happening at all. And just so you guys know, I can't use my Elgato because there's an issue where footage now with an Elgato on Windows 10, it just stops working after like an hour. And there's no fix for it. They're pretending that they don't know that it's happening. By this stage, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I, as you can see, have the resources to get the damage all the way up to 3. And to be honest with you, the difference between a level 2 and level 3 handgun and shotgun on a normal haunted isn't that much. But the sniper can one-shot enemies now with a body shot. Or quite simply, with a shot that isn't to their head. A heck of a lot of them will die with one shot, and that's a game changer right there if you ask me. Shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chapter 9, Ruvik's Spooky Mansion. And this is undoubtedly the chapter with the most RNG in the game in terms of the enemy spawns. Ruvik spawns in at a certain stuck amount of time as soon as you enter the mansion. Whoa. Imagine if there's green gel there. But you love it when you play a game tons of times and you realise something is in the area. Like loot. and you've never seen it before. I don't think that will happen on this game. I think I've discovered all there is to discover, but there we have it. Someone called Peter, because I just shot that motherfucking crow. But yeah, the timer for Ruvik doesn't start until we get into the mansion. I totally don't need to do what I'm doing now in terms of looting the areas and shit, but this guide is meant for first time AKUMU players primarily, and inexperienced players who I'm trying to help through this madness and this wonderful, wonderful game. Oh, and I can tell you guys that I recorded this, 720p, 30 FPS. The first video was 2 hours and 46 minutes in length, between chapters 1 to 8. I was predicting it to be about 6 gigabytes, which is what my Dead Space 1 long play was. But no, that video I should say, was bloody 9.59 gigabytes. This is something that I don't understand with OBS. With the Elgato, your footage was the same size of file regardless of what you were recording. Whereas with OBS, more high intensity games and more graphically intense games and faster games, the files will be bigger. And I'm someone technical, I just don't know why.
Hey, stop!
But ladies and gentlemen, I like to go upstairs straight away, so don't forget we are on a timer here.
Now what?
Now. So avoiding Ruvik's ghost is pretty nerve-wracking, and I will aim to be in the wardrobe by the time he gets to me. I know this is meant to be a guide, but I'm not exactly the best person to ask how to avoid the Ruvik ghost, because I don't tend to avoid it. I know that, the mighty Jigsaw killer knows how to avoid it. He's mastered it, really. Sometimes there are 2 enemies up here, sometimes there's just the 1. That's what I've got. That's probably the least common thing to happen. Sometimes there's nobody up there. That's good strategy to use, the freeze bolt, like I just did. He went for the Burning Man meme, that guy. Need to get a move on here. But yeah, freeze bolt, and then I use the handgun just to get him to explode quicker. Just know that those enemies that are on the ground, if you go up to them and think you can burn them, the game will just put you into an automatic grab animation. Which is pretty farcical, it really is. Oh, so we're actually full on explosive bolts. And there's one here. It's almost like the game is getting us ready for a pretty action-filled chapter 10, and indeed it is. So, just so you know, this is absolutely farcical, but we shouldn't expect anything else from Mr. Shinji Mikami, but if you fail these, you will instantly be killed. Because fuck you, that's why. So you see the scarring on the brain there? Just make sure it's behind the scarring. And you should be absolutely fine. I've died to that a few times and accidentally put it a bit too far forward. Many keys in this chapter, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be showing you where they all are. Here's another one.
If you only knew how satisfying.
And now Ruvik is going to spawn. If we've done exactly as I have, he should be in front of us. And he is. But he might not be. He might spawn behind you in the bedroom. He might also spawn in here. If I don't see him, then I run back into the bedroom in hopes that he's not there and hide in that wardrobe. But tends to be the case, I'd say over 75% of the time that he's where he was there. If he spawns before you get to his mum and dad's bedroom, just know that if he managed to get into a wardrobe without him being in the room, he won't know where you are. But if he sees you going in, then it's game over. So this is interesting because we've got some enemies downstairs now. And you might not get these fellas here. There might be a female behind this door. Indeed there is. Oh no! She's dead. Oh man. That can happen in a few different places in this game, especially chapter 15 at the end of the game, where it gets very action focused. And Ruvik's House of Fun part, that's what I like to call it, ladies and gentlemen, Ruvik's House of Fun. I don't know why I'm carrying an axe. I don't really recommend using the axes on the again. But yeah, sometimes if you're trying to like grab onto a ledge to get yourself higher, and there's green gel just before the ledge, instead of climbing up, Seb will pick up the green gel, and it can get you killed, and it's because it's the same button prompt, same button here. A little bit dumb, to say the least. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm overthinking, ladies and gentlemen. And it really is separating the body from the mind. Fuck you. So there are... There's dual reference there. Pick up some matches here. There's a female haunted in here. Oh, sometimes there is. In fact, most of the times there are. Let's pick up some sniper bullets. There's a few crates to my left there, and there's also a bomb, some shotgun shells, and some green gel in the room on the left. But I want to make moves because we don't want Ruvik to be spawning again before we leave the mansion. That puzzle will be auto-completed if you play the game on casual, which I can't help but find a bit ridiculous, but there we go.
Subject number 14, test 88C.
My microphone seems a bit further away from me today. Should be okay for you guys to hear me. The audio was a little bit on the loud side in the first video, so I've lowered that just a little. So this is important, ladies and gentlemen. There might be a fat guy in the haunted here. Indeed there are. So a flash as soon as you open, they will not kill you. Even the guy with a gun, if you do it straight away, you'll be fine. I'm going to back myself against this wall just in case she attacks. She is going to. Let's get out of here. There can also be, in the room opposite, a fat haunted and another guy with a gun. So if you are going to shoot your gun in the main building, the main room of the mansion, I should say, just be aware that you might lure their attention. And the guys with the guns are becoming more prominent now. They will only do so more so, sorry, in chapter 11 onwards.
Ruvik?
This game definitely could have done without. It's not so annoying on other difficulties, but I'm only a bit down. Calm down. Bit of a weird detour, but this is all pretty much on rails and no real trouble here. But I've just been watching that High on Life game by the maker of Rick and Morty, which is something I've never watched before. And I'm not sure that the game's going to be very good. The journalists are saying it's awful, the gamers are saying it's pretty fun and good. But the game's sense of humour is funny. It's made me laugh. I've been watching other people play it, and it's very funny. Very crude as well. It made me realise that, obviously I play a lot of games that don't have much humour to them, needless to say, when you're watching this game, but there's something to be said about games that have good humour, man. Broken Sword and Monkey Island come to mind for me. Point and click games, they were very fun and funny. Obviously we had the 2 South Park games in the last 10 years as well. I'm sure there's many more that have been made, but yeah, it's just quite a nice palate cleanse, you know, from the murder and the misery of these games. Even though that is actually an FPS, but yeah, okay, so we've got the mannequin room now. You're meant to do this a certain way, but we are going to take a shortcut, ladies and gentlemen. There's a bird trap on the ground there. Sometimes they disarm it, but obviously the blood man is going to kill you immediately on AKUMU. Shoot the lot. Pretty close behind me though. When there's a bomb like that, needless to say, if you're picking up other items in the game world, crouch whilst you pick them up. Bloodman is near, but he tends to disappear here. Just know that if you shoot him, he doesn't always disappear immediately, but he can do. Seen some people get frustrated by the Bloodman. Obviously, he is an insta-kill regardless of whether you're playing on AKUMU. If he catches up to you, you're gone. But on other difficulties, he can do an attack. It's not really an attack. You're in his proximity and you end up getting just a tiny bit of damage on even Nightmare, for example. It removes barely any of your health, but obviously, needless to say, on this difficulty, you know what damn well happens. So this is the barn fight, and this is definitely one of the tougher rooms in the game, not helped by all the shaking that's happening. The camera effect during this part, I don't know what they were thinking. It makes sense in the context of the game and what's happening, but it's not fun. What a lot of players like to do here is go for a headshot on one of the haunted and then burn his corpse and kill the others. But I'm going to be going for an old strat which incorporates 2 shot bolts. This is definitely a strategy which isn't 100% guaranteed to work, and this is one of the more common places to get killed on AKUMU, so you have been warned, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of those times where I feel like I probably should be incorporating that other strategy, but I don't want to. Just be aware that if you touch the fire in this barn here, you will be killed immediately. Just singing some AstroTurf, ladies and gentlemen, by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. You know, it makes sense. Fully stacked with keys, but here we go. If this strat goes wrong, but we don't die immediately, it becomes a big panic because we've got to run around like a lunatic, avoiding the blood, avoiding the enemies, keeping our distance, knowing that if I go in for the match burn, it's risky as well. I would also recommend not moving left and right here. As soon as he pops up, I'm going to drop that shot bolt. There's a third one coming. There he is. Boom, he's gone. We've got a level 3 shot bolt. Prime the next one. You've got a problem. Oh shit! Bloodman! Called it. The Bloodman sneaking up on me. Unbelievable. Give this game an inch, ladies and gentlemen. And it'll certainly take a motherfucking mile. Fucking hell, what? Whoa, 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 whoa! Fucking Jesus. So cheap. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god. That green gel, that is rare. You've just witnessed something very rare, ladies and gentlemen.
You must eat. You've got to keep your strength up.
My children. I want.
Beatrice,
Beatrice. She's a gothic waifu, ladies and gentlemen. But there we have it. I did preempt that one, I did tell you guys. Very common place to die. And your upgrades during that fight, they don't really make that much difference. Although it kind of did with my sniper bullet. Because the first time I died there, just then, I actually killed the enemy, didn't I? I think I did. But then I just got killed straight after because it just spawned the Bloodman to the right of me. And then it did the exact same the second time round, but somehow I just didn't quite get hit. And then I nearly ran into the fire. Like I said, that's chaotic. It's one of the harder fights in the game. I'm annoyed, but we move on.
And they served a higher purpose.
This is AKUMU, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen. We've got a lot of keys. We've got a decent amount of green gel as well. This is a nice loot room here, and I'm not going to go to upgrade until the middle of the chapter, just before the Laura fight. Full on explosives still. This is indeed my favourite chapter of the game. I think literally everything about it is amazing. From the level design to the audio to the gameplay. All the fights, etc. Everything about this chapter is amazing. Bird trap on the floor there. And I'm going to throw this bottle, which I just picked up, to the left of the door. There's a little tripwire here. That won't blow you up, it's just going to start the Carnival of Doom. And now I'm going to give this guy a good old London shanking. And this little hallway here is one of the trickier little areas in the game. I've seen a few people put an explosive bolt in here, you know. They'll leave an explosive bolt near the edge and then they blow the enemies up with a shotgun straight away. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be rushing in with the shotgun initially and then I'm going to use a flashbolt if I feel like it's necessary. The issue with this area here is the RNG of where the enemies fall. Sometimes they can get straight back up. You've not got much space and you can't run backwards because a sniper is going to spawn here and then you're going to be in trouble. So let's just see what happens. I'm going to prime myself a flash. I'm going to get the shot in. Let's fucking go. See what I mean? Oh shit. Oh my god. So you can definitely see why I've seen a few high-level players do the shock bolt, sorry, not the shock bolt, the explosive bolt strategy there. There's a sniper. Tries to get us. There's a lot going on here and a lot to explain in a short period of time. Just know that yet again there is a very dangerous area. There's a guy with a gun and there's a fat enemy here. We've got a level 3 freeze bolt. That should even get them with a level 1 freeze bolt, but just be careful. Prime the flash. And I'm going to use a flash there to stun them. Reload the gun, get a safe distance, let them burn. They're not getting back up. And there's another flash here. So we're all good, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a heck of a lot of sniper ammo right now. I'm going to use it to good effect. If you just keep standing up there, as you can tell, the bomb is going to start beeping. If you've got a lot of freeze bolts, then don't hesitate to use them on the bomb. Maybe even shoot it from here. I would be surprised if he died from there. And then go out to the balcony here and shoot those guys if you want to be really safe. Nothing wrong with that. This is a very safe strat playthrough. Now, sometimes there tends to be a guy down here. There he is. He's getting the flash. Shank into the throat, ladies and gentlemen. So now we've got 2 axes in here. And just look at this area, man. This is insane, as Seb says. Now, with the burr traps here, make sure the spinny blade of death goes past before you disarm them, because Seb stands up high enough to be killed. We're going to axe these to a question. We're going to stay crouched. We're going to shoot here twice, just because sometimes one bullet just won't do it. Now, you can disarm these, and it's fine. He won't stand up enough. Woo! That motherfucker with a gun went flying. Got a lot of green gel in the area. But doesn't this music just fit the bill so much? And I think that's everyone gone. But sometimes, for some reason, there's a guy who can still be in here on the floor. He doesn't hear all the commotion. Don't really know how, but yeah, sometimes that's the case, but not this time. We're going to put the battery in, and it's very easy to avoid this guy, but this is obviously a safe strat playthrough. But as you can see, this gentleman has arrived. Just stay right back and he won't be able to shoot you. Stay against the wall. The bomb's not going to beep because it doesn't know that you're standing in front of it because of the wall. And he's dead. Make sure you've disarmed the tripwire there. And run out. That part is done. Very, very tricky part. I remember struggling so much there. And it's quite a tough checkpoint as well. One of the tougher ones in the game. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the introduction of the traumas. Fantastic enemies. Not as unsettling as the Gyarados, though, in Resi 4. I think the Gyarados are more unsettling than these guys. These guys are quite tanky. We do have to fight 2 of them in a bit, and I will be taking them on. You can easily get out of this room coming up without actually fighting them. This room down there. You can just place a couple of shot bolts down, kill the normal haunted that are in there, and be on your way, but I'll show you guys how to do it fighting. And I'll also explain how you do it without fighting as well when the time comes. Nice meme syringe there again. Speaking of memes, this part is pretty interesting. We've got maximum explosive bolts, maximum grenades. You can do this strategy either or. And something I've not mentioned in this game, ladies and gentlemen, is when you combine explosives, it will always kill regular haunted. When that guy goes past, throw this in the middle of the doorway, about there. Keep crouching. And then just wait. This is one of my favourite strats in the game. Slow and steady wins the race. But you've got to be careful on how you use either grenade or explosive bolt. And then there's going to be a few more enemies. We're going to get out of this room. So basically, we want to throw this bottle around about there. I'm going to use the grenade here because I find it easier because I can crouch using the grenade. I can't crouch using an explosive bolt. But basically, we're going to combine the explosions and all these fuckers are going to die, hopefully. Absolutely sensational. They all just got shat on. And now, we're just going to bide our time because there's RNG here in regards to how quickly they get to us. I don't know if any of these guys have got melee. They always bang on the door about 3 times. They don't always fall over though, and that's what we want them to do. I've had enough of the bullshit. I've got a level 3 flashbolt anyway, so I don't know why I'm being so careful. But yeah, ain't got enough time on your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Always feel free to do that. Just drop the match on them. You don't need to burn all 3 of them individually. Ooh, spare grenade. That's nice, because there's another grenade around here. Are we maxed out now? Oh, we might be. I love the fact that this game has got a mixture of areas with ambience and noise. And then this level is just silent, at least for now. And obviously it all kicks off. I just think it's absolutely sensational. But whenever there's silence in this game, you can hear like a generator noise in the background, like a low humming noise. And it adds so much to the game. You can just like hear wind in the distance and whatnot. Oh god, I love it. So just be sure to pick up all the ammo here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, I'm going to create. You don't need to disarm this if you don't want to. You just move to the left. I'm going to create a few flash bolts. And this is another tough part. Chapter 10. Serious business indeed. A bit like the internets, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, a bit of RNG going on here as well again. Let's see what we get. But what I like to do is throw the bottle there, ready the flashball, stay back, wait for these guys now. Sometimes the female haunted can get herself killed in the trap. That's not great. Not perfect, but it'll do. Bit messy. Doesn't always tend to end well in this game when you find yourself in 2 mines, or more than 2 mines, in regards to how to go about killing the enemies. I thought about using a freeze bolt, then I thought, oh, I might die. And then I thought about using a flash, but I thought she might not get flashed. You see, that's the problem here. If she's alive still, and she was there, she becomes an issue. Because by the time she comes around the corner, the other haunted get up. Well, that's an easy strat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how much on average you're going to be needing to kill these fuckers. Quite a bit. Whoa! What the hell? As you can probably tell, I wasn't anticipating that. I usually run past the traumas, if I'm being honest. Game! Playing like a fucking moron here, me, but the game's not helping me. Explosive bolt's not working. That explosive bolt didn't work. Game's mechanic's not working. If you freeze bolt that guy, you can run to this lever, and that one where we have to go past will always be in the right position for you. Just run past immediately. There's a key there to our right. That's one of the ones that I'm going to be skipping. Just know 2 haunted are going to spawn in there. Move on. If you want to hide from them, you can go here. On this difficulty, they probably will know we're here, though. There's green gel down there, but got to move on. But yeah, I don't tend to kill that trauma, and I probably should have used grenades instead of explosives, but I didn't, and I kind of regretted it. I did speak of before the fact that the explosive bolts are one of my biggest issues with this game, gameplay-wise. It's quite annoying. But we're going to rely on them again in just a moment. How many grenades do I have? 4. Yeah, that'll do. So this is an interesting room, ladies and gentlemen. Very tough on your first playthrough. Now make sure that guy isn't looking to the right when you crouch past, because if you are, he will see you. There's a bird trap just in front of us there. And if I wasn't a freaking idiot, I'd have picked this bottle up straight away. And I want you to throw it against that wall, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the traumas aren't like attracted by noise the same way as a normal haunted. These guys are... It's all about just pummeling these fuckers with a lot of damage immediately. What is going on here? Okay. Very, very sloppy gameplay in the most important chapter of the game, but it's my favourite chapter. The second trauma didn't come as quickly as he usually does, and that meant that they weren't sharing the same damage with the explosives, you know, the grenades and the explosive bolts. Obviously, my guns are on level 3 now, but you don't really want to be getting up close with the traumas and shooting them with guns. It's just not the best way to go about things. I've been a bit indecisive in this chapter with my strategies, and I've not been too thrilled, but just know if you can freeze bolt these guys together or shot bolt them, just juggle them with either explosive bolts or grenades. It's the quickest and best way, to be sure. But I may as well just tell you guys what you should do here. If you still kill this guy, throw the bottle against the wall, the other guy comes, he gets caught in the bird trap, you burn him, lure them, quite simply both of them, back here. Maybe shoot the one in the distance, that's what I sometimes do, because I like to think it makes a difference. Lure them back here, put a shot bolt down about a good 6 feet in front of you. When they both get caught in it, run past them, because if they are shot bolted, they can't hurt you. Run all the way to here, put another shot bolt down, and you should have enough time to get out of there. That room is absolutely fantastic to watch in a speed run. Okay, we're out of here. Shit. This game likes to do that, just spawn some green gel when you might get transported into a different area. I definitely feel like that was one of the best things about this game on first playthrough. Like when you got transported to a different area, you just did not have a clue where you were, like what was going on. And it was very exciting in a different way that normal survival horror linear games aren't. Yet again, we got a lot of keys. I think a person's first AKUMU playthrough will be very drastically different as opposed to, you know, if they're, oh my lord, nice meme. If they're watching like a guide and knowing where to get all the keys. I mean, some people would call that cheating. I didn't look at a guide on my first AKUMU playthrough. I wanted to do it legit. And of course, I got absolutely destroyed. Certainly don't need the shotgun shells coming up. Sniper bullets I got a lot of. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. Picked up a few. Then we'll take those explosive bolts. We've got the Amalgam Alpha coming up, where we can get a splashback meme death. Hopefully we won't, but it can happen. But it's the quickest way of killing the Amalgam Alpha. And I want to show you guys the strategy that we will incorporate. I've got over 50,000. Now, level 5 stamina is very expensive. It feels great, but it's not that necessary. Everything here is on level 3. I think that's absolutely fine, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. We've got enough resources. Max out the matches just because I can. Let's improve that shotty. Let's max out the accuracy. Just if I want to get a few crits, let's put some crits in. And yeah, let's do it. Save up 5,000. I'm going to be running away from Laura now, so... "10 seconds a sprint," or was it 12? I can't remember. Pretty incredible that on the Game Pass version of this game they added 2 seconds of sprint by default. I can't remember what that does to the upgrades then. Because on this game obviously you can upgrade the sprint 5 times. It's on level 3 by default, but on the Game Pass version it's level 1 by default at 5 seconds I think it is, so... People act as if you can't upgrade the stamina in this game. People getting so annoyed by it on first playthrough. Upgrade it. You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? So I do like to shoot Laura there, just to get her to come towards me. Doesn't matter how many times you play this game, this part is always nerve-wracking. And like I say, the part coming up I think is best part of the game and one of the best parts of video game history, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that door will keep her out. Sometimes there can be a glitch here where the elevator doesn't show up. Hopefully that won't happen. So there's a few different strategies here when we fight Laura in the main area. I'm going to be shooting the bomb because you see a lot of people get blown up by the bomb. Obviously, at first playthrough, it's not going to necessarily kill them. It might do because of the RNG that the bombs have, but they just get blown up and then they're like, oh, okay. And then they're probably going to get killed by the insta-kill Laura grab attack. So we're just going to shoot the bomb. And I've never been killed on AKUMU by the bomb exploding where we're going to explode it. But now we're just waiting for the fire to diminish. And you never quite know what our AI is going to do here. She doesn't know what she's doing at the moment. That's what I like to do, and I like to use the shotgun because green gel behind me there, ladies and gentlemen. There's less chance of you missing, of course. Bear trap at our feet here. I missed this shot a few weeks ago for the first time, not on AKUMU, but yeah, but just prime the handgun, shoot that, watch that bear trap run to the right. You do still have time here to disarm this. Just make sure here that you're not full on explosive bolts, because there is an explosive bolt just before we get into the next room. However, if she's chasing me down, I might not be able to get it because, well, I might get killed. Right, she's sprinting, I'm going to sprint. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah. Just be careful with that, sometimes you won't have enough time. Turn the old flashlight on here, or lantern I should say. You can see her here as you go into the room. Crawling on the roof, that is just outrageous. Right, I'm going to shoot that. Shoot that. She's going to run to us straight away. That tends to be the case. Shoot that straight away. I'm not going to act, ladies and gentlemen, as though this is easy to replicate. What the actual fuck is going on here? Oh dear. Now we are in trouble. Now we are in trouble, people. Bit of improvisation here, people. Oh, shit! Well, I can't remember the last time this part went like this. What is going on? I've no idea what's going on. I'm not happy. That was a clusterfuck. And not really what you want to see during a walkthrough. That happens so fast that sometimes it's kind of hard to understand where you potentially might have gone wrong or where the game has fucked you over. As far as I remember, it was all on me. I failed to shoot the bomb inexplicably about 4 times in a row. I can't remember that happening before, and because of that, I didn't have time. She came out of another body and another. Basically, I should have shot the bomb straight away, hovered over the body, the corpse. As soon as she comes out, burn it. Use the bomb. Oh, sorry, use the lever, which makes the flames eventually go away. And then it's just biding our time.
Back here again.
There's 1 or 2 of the pipes where you can stand behind. Shoot the pipes as she's gonna attack you. She'll get hit by the flames, and sometimes I do like to just ready a shock bolt just in case, because you can morph through the flames, which is bullshit, but I've seen it happen before. But yeah, that was my fault. We adapted. I used a shock bolt and then realised that body was never burned in the first place, if you remember. So she came out from the body, which would have killed me if I just about had enough time, but we adapted there, we had to, we just about survived. As you can see, the margins can be fine. And like I say, I'm not really that scared about the insta-kill attack during that fight. I'm scared about the grab attack, sorry, the swipe attack. Because it can be very instant and unanticipated and just bullshit. But speaking of unanticipated and bullshit, it's the Amalgam Alpha where we could get a meme death. Basically what we're going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, is wait for the eyeball to come out to start searching. We use a flash bolt, we use 3 explosive bolts, we use a couple of grenades, we get under the car, and we then get ready for the second phase, where we will use a freeze bolt, because we've got the same amount of freeze bolts and shot bolts. And I think the freeze bolts are slightly better and easier strategy. And then we'll shoot the eyeball, and it's done. This is a great fight, but we could get memed. Hopefully we don't, but if we do, it's just one of those things. Just one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. The first 2 of the 3 shots, because you need to hit him 3 times with the explosive bolt. There are a few other strategies you can do here, but this is the quickest. And I'm not going to do it incredibly quick. But it's still, you just want to pummel this guy as quickly as possible. You can also shoot the eyeball with a sniper rifle. So there it is, it's come out. And swap out to the explosive. In the first 2, I'm going to move behind cover. But for the last one, I can't. I've got to stay out of cover. Because then he sees us. You are safe. He's got into the animation now of damaging the car, and we are safe. I'm going to hit him with 2 grenades because this chapter's giving me a bit of bullshit. I'm not too happy with it. Hit him with a sniper. I like to do that just as an insurance policy, just in case he's not taking the amount of damage I would anticipate. But he has. He's flipped over, he's gone into the second phase, and I am now readying freeze bolt, shoot the eyeball, and that's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely delighted that that's gone so well. If you think, bloody hell, that shot was a bit precise with the freeze bolt, I'm a bit nervous about doing that, then just maybe go backwards, give yourself a lot of space and put down a shot bolt. But just know that sometimes he will attack the cars that are in the vicinity. If he does that and he flips them and you're in the way, well, it's going to kill you immediately. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I really like that fight. To be honest with you, I think he would have got into the second phase with just 1 grenade, never mind 2 grenades and a sniper bullet. But it was just making sure. So yeah, I think we're into grenades now, aren't we? Have we got 1? Oh, I've got 2. Okay, I can't count. I was never too good at maths, ladies and gentlemen. I was better at English. But we are fully stacked up now, ready for good old chapter 11. Well, hopefully, there shouldn't be any accuracy memes because we've got level 5 accuracy. Create an extra explosive in the freeze bolt. This game gets crafting so right because a lot of games now, crafting has lost its meaning. Crafting is meant to be satisfying and give you a real choice, and like with the second game and many other similar games, crafting just isn't fun. In my opinion. Not as fun as it should be, not as fun as it used to be in games. This game it is fun because the crossbow is the best weapon. When you first play the game, it's also pretty damn limited. And because the values of all the bolts cost a different amount, you've got to pick and choose what to create and what to use. Oh. No! Getting memeing the fuck out of me at the moment. There's another key. Pretty damn sure I missed that one on my first playthrough. But yeah, in this chapter, the biggest fight is definitely the shutter shithouses. I remember in my AKUMU commentary walkthrough back in December 2015, I did call those gentlemen behind the shutters the shutter shithouses. And then the gondola part. Doesn't matter how many times you play the game, those two parts are always a bit nerve-wracking. And also, you really do notice when you replay this game how it really dwindles your ammunition this chapter. You notice it big time on a no upgrade key run, but even on a run like this, my resources are going to get much lower than any other time in the game. Shoot this guy, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll always get 1000 green gel. Very nice indeed. And it now is indeed time, ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the Fireman Sam enemies. The explosive canisters on the back. This chapter's a bit tricky when you first play the game, especially on AKUMU. Cockshot. Just because the checkpoint, it's not one of the better checkpoints in the game. And if you're wondering, does he really have to reload the gun after every shot? The answer is nearly yes. Those guys, they are not like properly in play yet, let's just say. So when you shoot those guys in the head with a sniper, as you can tell, this guy didn't hear it. I guess it's because you're not in the area. They don't care. Not quite sure, but not going to complain. But yeah, just get some easy headshots on these fellas. You should be able to expend the ammunition in the sniper by now. You can get a unique animation with the construction worker there on the floor. If you stealth kill him from behind, Seb does a neck snap instead. It's pretty damn cool. Anyway, we're going to ready a flashbolt here. Got to be careful, we've got 3 enemies running at us very aggressively. Missing that shot isn't what I wanted. I was hoping to knock him down and then enforce that the other 2 would get burned. I'd use a flashbolt anyway. The guy on the ground would be my bait, and the other 2 standing up would get burned, but never mind, I missed. Now, here's a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. You don't... I still use this strategy, but you don't necessarily have to. You can use a shot bolt here as well, and put it right at the top of the ladder. The machine gun enemies are going to be introduced here, and this should work fine. Just know that I believe 2 waves of 3 enemies each are going to come from that side when we pick those keys up. You can fight them. There's a corpse on the ground here. Wait till they all congregate. Use a flash. It's a pretty small area, so just be careful. You can easily snipe the guy who is up there. You've got level 3 sniper. The machine gun guys do have a bit more HP, but it's not that noticeable. But yes, what we're going to do instead is let this guy come in. Make sure that he gets knocked over fully. And that seems very risky. But for whatever reason, just having played this game for many years, I can tell you indeed that that guy tends to wait to go up there before he attacks you. The other machine gun haunted, I did mention many times before in this Let's Play that when you hit them with a harpoon in the midriff, they tend to stay down for longer, but he got up pretty quick there. But It's a long time since I got killed by that not working. You tend to get away with it. If you didn't want to use a harpoon on that first machine gun guy, I don't know what to suggest really. With ammunition and our weapons being as upgraded as they are, all it is one sniper bullet, one handgun bullet, boom, dead straight away, out of the picture. If your weapons are unupgraded though, because if you harpoon him, go for the match burn, the second guy in the background is going to kill you. You might be able to flashbolt him. I don't know if you'd be able to be shot by the second guy still though. And if you can believe it, the level 1 Magnum, I don't think it necessarily kills these guys outright. But as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is it Shigo or Shigo, this thing's called? Can't remember, it's a piece of shit either way. There's no bodies dangling on Nightmare AKUMU, so if you want to take this slowly, what we want to do is just throw a bottle at him or shoot him. You'll know when you've done it right because his tail will go up in the air like that. Jump off immediately. Get a jumping start. Melee as you're coming out of the water. And he shouldn't get you. If you did that without throwing the bottle or shooting him the same way,
Sure as hell don't want to go back in the water anytime.
do believe he'd probably kill you, so be careful. But there's more bodies as bait on casual and survival. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the high street. And there's plenty of haunted playing dead here. So if you feel more comfortable, you could just burn them like this. Just know that these guys can reanimate and kill us, so be careful. As I don't adhere that advice. I'm just going to burn this one as well. Make sure here you've got a harpoon and a shock. It's the best strategy. If you are going to keep them all alive, then just know that it's going to be a little bit hectic when you're killing the second insta-kill Rubik. Now you want to, obviously in the midriff again, not in the leg like I just did, because I got away with it. As you can see, he got up quicker because it wasn't in the midriff, ladies and gentlemen. Prime the shot bolt. Remember what I said very earlier on, chapter 4, shotgun to the Laura hands, shot bolt down, Rubik runs into it. And when you kill the 2 insta-kill Rubik clones, everybody else gets killed.
Some kind of fake?
Yeah, just about got away with that sloppy harpoon bolt shot. Don't forget to pick up the other green gel here. And it's funny because I'm not playing a speedrun of this game, but if you do speedrun this game, your resources here should be around about where they are for me. Well, not your resources, your green gel. Just over 30,000. It's quite interesting because what people are looking to do here is create a Quell killer.
You gotta be kidding.
Quell, the boss in chapter 14, who is very much
filthy.
an ammo sponge. Very, very tough. Probably the biggest fight in the game, which is different with no upgrade key as opposed to with upgrade key.
Are you alright?
You do realize there would be no one to replace me.
Shit. There's 2 keys here, a bit of green jellium. And yeah, I will be improving the Magnum big time here. There's more sniper bullets coming up, stocked with literally everything. There's a shock bolt coming up. We've got everything we need. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. Just create another explosive just because I can. We're going to improve the accuracy to level 3. You really don't want to be missing shots in the Magnum on this game. It feels genuinely painful when you do. For first time AKUMU players, I wouldn't necessarily worry about putting all this into the Magnum. It is a complete game changer though, and can make some fights absurdly easy, including Quell of course. But for first time players, improve the accuracy to level 3. If you know where all the bullets are, there's, well, in that suitcase, little briefcase, there's 5 bullets there. There's 2 bullets after this gondola part, and then I think there's 2 sets of bullets in chapter 13, which I'll explain. But honestly, yeah, I think just accuracy and damage for a first time player. Anything else you can put in it is a bonus. And my reload to be faster than the shotty. The range of the crossbow is an interesting one in this game, because I feel like the range is absolutely fine by default. I might, next time I upgrade, get it up to level 2, but I don't think it's that much of a necessity, to be honest. But this is time for the shutter shithouses. I think I died here on my AKUMU commentary walkthrough in 2015, and I remember when it happened I was like, oh, that's an unprecedented moment. I watched it back and I was like, it wasn't an unprecedented moment. I don't know what I was talking about. I just forgot which wave of enemy was coming out, and it's one of the guys with guns, and I didn't anticipate it to be, and I turned my back on them, and well, you just can't do that in this game. Simple as that. An extra shock. Basically here, ladies and gentlemen, with the waves, if you haven't got a lot of trap parts and you're on AKUMU, I can't even lie, this is going to be freaking absolutely horrifying. I think this part is nearly game breaking for first time players, I really do. But basically we're going to put out 2 waves of shot bolts. We're going to do a special strategy to take care of the sniper up there. Then we're going to use a flash, and then we're going to come back down here. We're going to ready ourselves with a flash bolt. I have a level 3 freeze bolt, so do not use the freeze bolt here. But if you've got a level 1 freeze bolt, you can probably kill enemies here as they come down in the second wave. But if I use the freeze bolt there, I could get killed by my own splashback effect. So this is a level 3 shot bolt. I'm going to put it there, a good 4 or 5 feet front of the entrance. These guys, as you can see, they're quite far apart, but they're all burnt nevertheless. Then we're going to introduce the game to a bit of cheese. Ready a grenade. This might take a few goes. Yeah, cool. Because you're not meant to be doing this. I mean, I get frustrated by this not working, but obviously this is a exploit. We're exploiting a glitch, and then we're cheesing the game. We're standing on here. This might not work straight away. Yeah, I swear down this hasn't worked first time for ages, man. There we go. He's going to fall down, and then we shoot him through the metal railing. Don't ask me what the hell's going on, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know. But just know that if you don't do that, what you're going to have to do is shoot him in the head whilst you're fighting these guys coming out the shutters, and believe me, that's not what you want to be doing. That's not fun. I've never perfected that myself. I've seen many others do it, but I can't get comfortable doing it, and it's through lack of practice, really. That's what it is. Because that's the way that I play. I don't practice. I can't be bothered. I've not got time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we use the flashbolt here. Now, this works as well with a level 1 flashbolt. You want to stealth kill this guy because he's going to go up that ladder. He's got dynamite and he's a prick. That's all you need to know. I like to shoot that guy just as he's coming out of the effects of the flashbolt. And now, as you can see, we are going backwards here. We have to, quite simply, because there's guys with guns now. I'm going to ready the flash. That's interesting. Whoa, the other guy must have died? He disappeared. They didn't come down as quickly together as they usually do. 2 machine gun guys now. Yeah, they didn't really react there to the flashbolt. I don't always use a flashbolt there. But if they get up straight away, they could kill us, so... We've got a level 3 flash here. Sorry, free. I keep calling it bloody flash when I should call it a freeze and vice versa. You can see what bolt I'm using, ladies and gentlemen. You can also see that guy just got shat on. That strategy there, first time players, I know how horrifying this part is. Level 3 freeze bolt is going to make killing that guy a breeze. Level 1 freeze might not have killed him there, and I have to peer out a little bit more. If you peer out this much, he's gonna kill you. His matrix bullets will reach you. From here, they shouldn't. So if you're a first time player, freeze bolts, level 3, trust me, it's a game changer. Absolute game changer. Fuck that guy. But that's how you do the shutters. The shutter shithouses have been downed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you've got 1 or 2 strategies here for this gentleman. You can either shoot him in the head with a sniper. I made that look easy because I've done it a good million times. But if you don't want to do that, just know that jumping right down here, he has a sniper by the way, he'll shoot 2 times. Once he shoots 2 times, run up here immediately. He'll shoot again even though he can't see you. And then hit him with a harpoon and burn him. It's the quickest, easiest, best way. Of course, just after the shutters there, we do get a checkpoint. Thank the Lord. Just get rid of these burr traps here. And this is the interesting thing with this game's gameplay. And I've said this before many, many years ago while I was talking about this masterpiece, but when you first play Nightmare in AKUMU, the bombs, the burr traps, well, always the bombs in AKUMU, but all these additional traps are a pain in the ass, but when you get used to the game, you can use them to your benefit and it becomes easier. And then if I play on Survivor, on a challenge run, for whatever reason, which I do once in a blue moon, I miss the traps. I miss the trap parts, you know? As you can see, this guy's body, this is another reason why I think it's good to shoot him with the sniper. When I ready a flash, his body is right at the top of the stairs, and I think you jolly well know the way this is going. This part is tough. First time players, this is what I recommend you do. Don't forget, we've got level 3 accuracy on the Magnum. It does not mean that we're not going to get memed. We still might do. But the level 1 accuracy, you tend to get memed here. But oh my lord! We got memed with a level 3 accuracy, and now I'm getting fucking upset. Right, you see that 1 sniper bullet, 1 handgun bullet, and he's done. Wait for him to come to the top. Wait for the fat guy to get up. Use a flash, and everyone's getting fucking killed. See ya! I don't like where he's laying. What the hell? I don't think... Oh, I think I know what was happening there. Even though one of the other bodies had disappeared, I was shooting his hitbox and not this guy. Piece of shit. So that's why he wasn't taking damage there. But did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Upgraded the accuracy of the Magnum twice to level 3. And according to the game, the first 2 shots missed. Or the first shot missed, I should say. What a piece of shit. And then I got a bit upset and got a bit nervous because I missed the sniper shot on this guy. But level 3 sniper followed by a level 3 handgun, the 1-2 combo, and he was dead. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the gondola. So when I did this back in December 2015, I had the Fighting Chance pack. Fighting Chance pack, if you utilise it properly, can make this part a lot easier. Just watch a Jigsaw Killer or Hammer Wolf speedrun, and you'll see how this is done with the Fighting Chance pack. Without it, it's a bit tougher. But basically, if your accuracy is at level 1 here, the thing you've got to worry about most is your shots missing. We've obviously got maximum accuracy. I got that guy and it did... Oh my god, did you see that? I've never seen that before. Just knock him off as soon as he arrives, apart from one machine gun guy. I've got the explosive bolt out by default. Wait till he looks at you, him. Everything here has got to be very quick. We're in big trouble. This is so fucking sloppy, man. This is horrible, this part, though, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. If I'd have missed that shot, that could have been the end of me. That's upgraded. Might be without the fighting chance part, but that was not good. It started out well, but my biggest mistake there was when I got a little bit scared. I sniped one of the guys with a Molotov, and I would advise doing that because he's going to drop the Molotov and he's going to get killed by the explosion. However, there's a machine gun guy that drops down with him just after, about 2 seconds after, and I shot him too quick, and that meant that I had to kill the machine gun guy separately, and that's an extra enemy in the mix that I just can't allow. But it might be chaotic, but this playthrough is for people that are doing AKUMU for the first time. My flashbolts are on level 3. I did say that I don't feel it's necessary, but perhaps there is a place where you would more than likely be glad that your flashbolts might hypothetically be on level 4 or level 5. I can't deny. Just remember that when an enemy is under the effects of a shock or a flashbolt and you shoot them, it might look like you're doing absolutely no damage, because until they're dead, they won't react to the damage. They'll just keep flailing their arms from the flashbolt, which is frustrating because there's no feedback that you're hurting them. But you are.
Kidman?
Yeah, that wasn't optimal, that wasn't great. At least I explained what happened there. And then the ones at the top, I could have used the Magnum, but I chose not to. So I had to use, I think I used an explosive bolt on the machine gun guy initially. He didn't die, and then I ended up hitting him with a sniper. That was a clusterfuck, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. But you remember earlier on when I mentioned that my resources are going to be very much dwindled by Chapter 11? Well, as you can see, only 15 bullets in the old handgun there. Just wait a good 5-10 seconds there. Jump on the van as soon as you hear the beeping. Run for the door. And I'm dead. Don't do that. Wait for an extra split second. Fucking hell, man. This gameplay is shambolic. Those ladders there, they're up there with the biggest G-baits in video game history, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, under any circumstances, go up those ladders. They're bullshit. Keep moving on here. Turn a sharp corner. You might notice there for a split second that the game is moving the camera to show you that the water beast is chasing you. Just keep moving on. Get to this car. Shoot that dickhead. And now we are safe to go as soon as the beeping happens because these bodies are here. And we're home free. So this is one of the most interesting areas of the game. This could go wrong. I don't have a flashbolt and I would like one. I'm having to make a lot more flashbolts and that's because of poor gameplay. But basically, this is the strategy here. We run in, we sprint, we turn the light on for a split second. And that guy's alive. Just want to make sure that no one else is alive. No, they're not. That's okay. That animation there when he's on his knees, that is absolutely very dangerous. I would not recommend trying to go for a match burn when they're like that, because they can lash out immediately. The range of that particular attack is amongst the most vicious in the game. And any of them can do it. I think any of the male haunted can do it. Female ones don't for some reason, but yeah, that is brutal, that one.
Kidman, it's me.
So, as long as you've not got level 1 or 2 sprint stamina here, you've got level 3, we can just run past this area. That's the strategy I would recommend, because there's a machine gun guy beyond this door. My strategy, if you're going to kill him, is just obviously don't get killed by them swiping out when they're at your feet. There's 3 of them together. Kidman might sometimes get a crit. She just did. But as you can see, we're running, and as long as you've got level 3 sprint time, they will not shoot you there. Oh my god, it's the Rumba Factory. Woohoo! Which is why I'm going to prepare myself max happens, because this part is bullshit.
He's in bad shape, or at least he was when I last saw him.
What about the boy from the hospital? Leslie?
I found him in a cage. He freaked and ran, though.
I think we've all been seeing strange things.
I think we've all been seeing strange things. Have you been having any nosebleeds? Headaches?
No. Why?
Strange things.
Joseph was. It's like he was turning into one of those things.
Things.
Maybe it doesn't affect everybody.
Whoa, 4 handgun bullets? Okay. About 7 or 8 months ago, I actually bought the Xbox One DLC for this game. The DLC is very different. It's mainly stealth focused, and then there's the Executioner where you get to get to play as the Keeper. And
What is this?
they're fun, but I played them when the game came out, and it's not the same kind of gameplay.
I'm sorry, but you're tainted now. You might try to stop me through you.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I feel like the constant stealth gameplay is a little bit jarring for me and a bit boring. But when the game came out, you know, I was intrigued by the story enough to want to obviously buy it and
Get it open.
enjoy it.
Get it open. Get it open.
With a good old season
Leslie?
pass.
Leslie, is that you?
Remember season passes, ladies and gentlemen? They're not much of a thing these days. But we've got the Roombas here. Now, there are no two ways about it.
Leslie?
These things are a piece of shit. They're apparently just completely random. You
Getting
can
tired of playing games.
stop them completely with a harpoon bolt, as long as it's not a level 5 harpoon bolt, because you can't use your guns in this area, of course. Or a freeze bolt, but it will reactivate. And I can't remember with a freeze bolt if you can use a harpoon after, but nevertheless, smash the glass here. I think there's 3 of these altogether. That's a good shot. Oh. Fuck it now. Shinji, you're a piece of shit. Missing shots here is absolutely to be expected, because as you can see, the movement of these things is just ridiculous. If there was one left, honestly, I wouldn't mind just using freeze bolt. but there's 2 left. So I'm going to potentially use up. Oh, come on. As you can see, I just ran for it there. There are no better strategies than what you've just seen, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. And look at them now, they're combining. Apparently, with higher frame rates, those things are even crazier. I believe it. So as soon as this guy turns round, we're going to shank him London style. Just know that you can flashbolt that guy as well, but it's better to do that. And there's still an enemy in here, one of the Michael Myers guys. This is the Michael Myers fan club. But we're just going to move on. And we're going to ready a flash. We're going to use it straight away. And it always feels like you're going to get killed there as that shutter opens up, but I never have been. It's always absolutely safe. But that is how you do this pretty tough part very easily.
Joseph.
Oh, goodness me. Just hiccuped. You can turn the gas off in that room. Behind some mannequins is a spur syringe and 1000 green gel. If you're going to do it the stealth way, it just requires patience is all, and watching the patterns, the routes. But if they do see your Nightmare AKUMU, they've got dynamite, they will explode it straight away. Whereas I think on survival, they don't have dynamite. But it's always fun watching people die there on the first playthrough. Quite amusing. Shoot the key down. But ladies and gentlemen, that's chapter 11 done. As my stomach gurgles. Don't know why, I'm not hungry, but I've got singing guts. They should go on the X Factor. My lord, I tell you, I am pretty low on resources with the bolts. And if you want the spider at the start of chapter 12 to be dead straight away, ladies and gentlemen, I would recommend taking the freaking Magnum. It's what I'm going to do, because this thing is a piece of shit, and this chapter is a piece of shit as well. I hate this chapter. It's the worst in the game. So let's get to it. Just know that the more damage you do to this guy, the less chance he's got of killing you, because he sticks around for less time and he will strike his leg onto the floor, and sometimes he'll do it close to himself, sometimes he'll do it far away, sometimes he'll do it in the middle. I don't know the patterns, and that's not what you're going to want to hear on a speedrun or a walkthrough, but it is what it is. I just know that I'm hitting him straight away with a Magnum, and as such you can see that he's spawning out the maggot enemies here. Perfect thing for these guys. The grenades, crouch as you throw them. I always like to run back here, and that's done straight away. Wow, okay, bloody hell. I wasn't anticipating that to happen, to be honest. It just did. And as you can see, the game is stalking us here. Really nice. Nearly maxed out on everything now. Just know that if I try to replicate that again, I don't think it's going to happen straight away. I think the game will force me to fight him. And when you're fighting him, just know that I do believe he has iframes, this guy. When he's shaking the buzz left and right, don't shoot him. Wait until he's not doing that. And good fire rate in the handgun will help. And then crouch as he puts his leg down. But the camera will move itself. It's ridiculous, and the game does it here again. It's just doing it now. This part is a sin, man. It's bloody Pep Shop Boys. It's a sin, this part, man. I'm telling you. I hate this part. I think it's as shit as anything that Resident Evil 6 gave us. It's shit. As you can see, I just nailed 2 headshots. I'm stopping this guy with a shotgun. Make sure he's dead. Pop him in the body a few times. I'm going to shoot these two specific crates. Let's get this one out of the way as well. You'll see in a bit why I did that. Two enemies are going to come now with this explosive barrel. Just know that sometimes they will knock it over. Sometimes they'll sprint to this barrel. Sometimes they won't. It's better for them to have done what they did do there, because it allowed me to quickly kill them nice and easily. Now, what I'm going to do here, as you can see... Whoa, okay, Kidman got an extra kill. Is place an explosive bolt down. There is the potential for two enemies to spawn at the back of the bus here. You don't want to be in this area when these enemies are in front of you like they're becoming now.
Get to cover. They're shooting from above.
They will always, these guys, move a few of those and, whoa, okay. That's not what's meant to fucking happen, game. Ah, that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. I'm waiting because I know this guy can kill me in an instant. More are going to spawn. Right, he's gone. It tends not to be the case that that other explosive barrel will topple over. If it hadn't, I'd have been able to kill that second guy exactly the same. Now, where that guy is on the right, do you see a line just behind him? I don't know what that line is. It's a bit of rebar from the buildings or some shit. I don't know. We've got a level 3 harpoon and there's an outside chance we could outright kill this enemy. If we do, I don't think this next strategy is going to work. But basically, the strategy here is to yeet the enemy out of the area, not kill him, but he can't get back, and thus he doesn't respawn. So, harpoon at the ready. You want to hit him in the midriff. We've not successfully done it. Now we're in big, big trouble. But hey ho, this isn't going that well. I don't know if he's dead. He's not dead. And now he's throwing dynamite. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, here. Oh, look at that. Get this fucking thing out of the way. See the explosive bolt? I can't control the camera there. He's dead, thank God. I'm just going to put another one down there. I don't know what they were thinking. This is the worst part of the game. Why more people don't complain about this part, I don't know. I hate hearing people complain about this game because I love it so much, but this chapter, well, it deserves complaining about. How, on AKUMU, are you meant to stand at the front, over there, and be peppering them when they've got snipers and handguns and shotguns and everything that the military has? I don't get it. And just know that I messed that strategy up because he didn't fly away. That's what you want him to do. If he flies out of the area, you don't need the explosive bolt there. But once he died, one immediately came to the back there, and sometimes a second will, and also there's usually a Molotov guy there, right? And he is the biggest issue because I don't know how you stop him from spawning, but sometimes he doesn't seem to spawn in. He didn't, but if he does, he can kill you even when you're here. And you don't want to come out to this kind of area because you're going to get killed overhead. But sometimes you'll be trying to shoot the Molotov guy and your bullets will miss because, well, you know what the handgun's like on this game by now. It's just all kinds of bad, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. If you're wondering how did I manage to heal there, in chapter 11, when you fall from like the crumbling pavement, kind of caves at your feet, you can take a tiny bit of damage and don't die even on AKUMU, so that's why I managed to heal there, and I just wanted to get rid of that syringe in front of me because all this loot is going to drop here. We have 3 grenades. We're going to follow the same strategy, but I do believe, yeah, we're going to have to fight this guy this time, so don't shoot him now. I don't think there's a point because he's moving all over the place. What's he going to do? Oh, he's spawning more. That's interesting. Okay. He won't necessarily do that at this wave. Crouch throw grenade. Oh my lord. So, as you can see, if you're worried about this guy, and let's admit it, first AKUMU playthrough, you're worried about literally everything. Oh my god, there's 4 grenades here. 5 grenades, I think. Jesus. Wow. What crazy loot. But if you were specifically worried about this guy, get the Magnum to level 3, shoot him at the start of the fight, and you might, if you're lucky, be able to avoid his legs coming down at all. But to be honest with you, that's very rare. And I don't know exactly why that's the case, because there's no...
Just get us out of here.
There's an ambulance there. There might be some
consistency to it, because usually
No, I'll do it.
he'll still do the leg attack, and like I say, sometimes he brings the legs down twice, sometimes 3 times, and I never quite know where he's going to try and stab you and kill you. So, anyway, fuck that part, I hate it. This is a little bit better. Apart from on the way back, I'm going to throw the bottle against that explosive. See the guy in the back? Wait for him. Wait for him. See ya. Now there's another guy who's going to check all the commotion out here. Be quick, hit him with the shotgun. Bottle next to the bomb. You know where this is going by now. Now I've got more grenades and explosives, but I don't want to crouch and use the grenades here. I want to use the explosive bolt for better control. And like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, when you combine explosives on this game, the enemies will always die. It's absolutely outrageously good. That's not good though. We're going to allow this guy to... I think there's a female haunted. Yeah, I just seen her. She has a gun, so please be very, very careful. You never... I've not even said this, although it should be pretty obvious, but never on this game stir the enemies down that have guns. There's just no point. Oh, that's a magnum bullet drop, ladies and gentlemen. The rarest of things on this game. There she is, I see her in the distance. Oh my lord, the headshots in this game are so good. So satisfying. And will you look at that, we maxed out the matches. Hey. Everyone's dead now. But I love some of those strategies there. Throwing the bottle against the explosive canister, shooting it, shooting the guy with a shotgun, throwing the bottle next to the bomb, kill the other 2. The female haunted and the guy with the dynamite still alive, but overall, that worked really damn well. Just this guy to go. These kind of fires on this game, these are fine, as you can see, look. They will not hurt you because that's your fire, you created it. So as long as you don't get caught in the initial explosion, you won't die. But I'm not too thrilled with this next part. Stern look on my face now, because this, it's the peak of this game's stupidity. Things are going all Call of Duty, they're going all Resident Evil 5, and that's not good. Oh, get shot on. That shot is not easy. If you come to the front though, I don't know how this works, but if you go to the front of the ambulance, 1, you have an outside chance of just being killed and obliterated immediately by his gun turret, and 2, the shot is actually harder. I don't know how, but it's harder. But to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to suggest for a first-time AKUMU player, though, because I believe you can sometimes get lucky, but if you just run out in front, you tend to get hit by the machine gun turret. I've done it on certain Nightmare playthroughs, like, for example, crossbow only, because if you're doing crossbow only there on Nightmare,
Let's get out of here fast.
then you quite simply can't shoot that guy. So I just tank the damage and move on, because I can, but on AKUMU, if you had no sniper bullets there, I honestly don't really know what to recommend. Because he just doesn't stop shooting the gun, he's got unlimited ammo. Female drivers in 2014. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that I absolutely love chapters 13 and 14, and I feel like they get a bit of stick on this game and they get too much in negative press and criticism, And I do believe it's because of how shit Chapter 12 is and how action-orientated Chapter 11 is.
Kidman?
Fucking hell, France and Argentina at World Cup final. What a lot of shit. Oh my god. Option A, France. Option B, Argentina. Option C, chopping your own head off with a rusty knife. I will choose C. So this is the chapter, ladies and gentlemen, chapter 13, where the game is going to start throwing us a lot more green gel. You can already see both through the RNG drops and also just RNG, sorry, just green gel in the game world, like in that vending machine to our right. I recently had it with Callisto Protocol last week playing the game for the first time. You can tell with these games when you're in the late game because the game starts to just give you shitloads of resources. It's like, yeah, we just want to make sure that you've got enough here, Mr. Gamer or Mrs. Gamer. Women are playing games too, ladies and gentlemen, these days. Usually for money. But,
Jesus.
oh, this man's savage. He wouldn't get away with it on Twitch. How does he keep getting away with it?
Subway sticking out of the ground?
Yeah, but look how it's positioned. If we can get over there, we might be able to use it to get across.
Let's just concentrate on getting out of here.
Totally forgot what I was talking about now because I was just talking so much shit. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have got one of the best rooms in the game. Hopefully I can do it justice, because we're going to attempt to do one of the hardest rooms in the game without using any resources.
No, don't risk it.
If the strat goes wrong, the chances of dying are very high indeed. I use an older version of this strat, a slower version, and some would say a worse version. But this is a hard part to do 100% correct every time. Still in disbelief that
Damn it. First
how many
Kidman,
trap
huh?
parts I've wasted due to some shoddy gameplay. So much I've played this game now, though. I'm on chapter 13. I died twice, and I'm saying I've played shoddily, but I have. If you are wondering, I have completed this game on AKUMU with 0 deaths before, about 2 or 3 times. No upgrade keys, I've completed it 2 deaths. That was a long time ago, though. If I had the time to commit, I could try for 0 deaths, no upgrade key, but I've not got the time for the bullshit. Maybe one day. But if it doesn't happen, I ain't gonna lose sleep. Right, so get the resources, ladies and gentlemen. Get the bottle. Crouch. You see the blood particles in the air? That means there's a trap. Absolutely sensational mechanic in this game. No one ever talks about it, because people are too stupid to like this game. Disarm the trap. This guy has a gun, so I've had it before where this guy has seen me somehow. Like, he just turns around. Don't know why. And I've also had it where this insta-kill Ruvik somehow hears what's going on, even though I've been crouched this whole time. But this is why this strategy is imperative. Let him go past. Throw the bottle. I'd say around about there where that second white patch on the ground is. Ruvik's going to check it out. There's a bit of a delayed reaction from all the other Haunted. We're in trouble. Oh, we're in big trouble. Oh, guys, we're in big trouble. Okay. Oh my god, what's just happened? Oh shit, he's seen me. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, are you kidding me? That is an absolute classic AKUMU old school death. Absolutely retarded. Oh, I can say that word on YouTube, I think. Can't on Twitch. Oh my god. What just happened there? Third death. Absolute nonsense. I have never known that guy not to hear the bottle. And I've also never known Seb to get in there for no reason. Well, actually, I have. I'm all discombobulated, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all shook up, a bit like Elvis. What the fuck is going on? I'm thinking now whether I should do the other strat, but I really want to showcase this off. There is another strategy you can use here, where you use your guns and your weapons. Most of the crossbow, typically, but I knew that I was in trouble. You might have noticed that when I anticipated the enemy to run across the screen and he didn't, I knew I was in trouble. He saw me, and then another guy saw me through the hallway. I'm just going to throw this a little bit further, but you shouldn't have to. I don't know why the game's doing this. Behave yourself, game. There he is. Mr. fucking bank manager with his suit on. Dickhead. And then whilst crouched, we throw the bottle against the wall there. That's going to get them further down the hallway. Don't sprint at any time here. Full on grenades. And then without sprinting, just vault over here. Just crouch for a split second. Ensure that bomb doesn't explode. Be careful when you do this, because this can easily go wrong, but you can see this gap. Throw the bottle through the gap. If that hits the side, it's not going to work, that strategy. And these guys sometimes will glitch out against the wall like that. If they do, you can sometimes be seen. That strategy is not perfect, but as you can see, we've used absolutely no resources, and we've bypassed 2 Ruvik clones and a shitload of enemies, and we still have the time, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, to loot this room. It's one of my favourite strategies in the game. Like I said initially, it's not one that is 100% guaranteed to work. People use a different version of that strategy. And then there is another strategy where basically that first bottle that I throw it against the wall. About 3 or 4 of them will clump together. Don't let them hear you. Go around the corner. Boom. Hit them with a freeze bolt. The enemies will not, even the ones with shotguns, they won't shoot you straight away. Just from knowledge of the game, I know that those guys point at you before they shoot, which will provide you with ample time. And then there's a guy, and we didn't quite see him, but there's a fella basically, a haunted with loads of explosive bolts on him, like a suicide bomber haunted. Jesus. And we'd basically throw another bottle next to him. Loads of enemies will go around him, and we'd blow him up. That's the next strategy. That's what I do if I'm killing all the enemies there. But that's a hard room. It's a really hard room. It's so intriguing watching people do that room for the first time. Especially Nightmare AKUMU. There's a key above us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still salty about that death, man. But did you see what happened? I nearly clipped that on my Xbox DVR, but I decided not to. I used an explosive bolt, and there's some kind of... I don't know how to articulate what it is. I know what it is, but I don't know what to call them. Like luggage bag, I guess. Whatever. And I accidentally shot that, and the enemy moved it, and the explosive bolt I don't think went off. And then I put a shot bolt down to incapacitate a haunted, but in the meantime I wasn't able to follow it up with a burn because other enemies had come into the area, and I knew then I was in big trouble. And they shot an explosive bolt at me, and I'm just expecting it to blow up, but I didn't. I was shocked, and then I ran on. I knew that Ruvik had spawned the Laura hands, but that didn't kill me. I don't know what did kill me, to be honest, because I didn't go into the animation of being killed by that, so I really couldn't say for sure what killed me there. But it's so frustrating. I just cannot stand it in these kind of games when enemies are made of stone. When you try and run past them and you can't. And that's what happened there, and that's why I died, because he was made of stone. If he wasn't made of stone, I think I would have got out of that alive. I really do.
No.
You having a little chuckle, mate?
No. Haven't you figured it out yet? Oh, he loves tormenting others. Has to let them know he has the upper hand. Lays out the bait, gets his victim all worked up. His unholy traps. When it was happening to me, I could see what was going on. I could see it. But I couldn't turn back. I had to know. I had to know the truth, and he knew it.
It's Mr. Ivan Diaz, ladies and gentlemen. You all know who he is.
Lady, level with me. Am I going crazy?
If one wishes to survive, one will do well to consider who they trust.
As you can probably see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on the penultimate upgrade of the stock of the handgun, shotgun, and sniper, all respectively. I don't really see a point in upgrading them anymore. Shouldn't be necessary at all. A lot of these upgrades just don't matter now. They really don't. Oh, look at that. Super mag. Super kicker. Lots of sniper bullets. It'd be rude not to take them, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't it? Take some harpoons. Don't know if I need to. Got a few freezes. Take the flashes. Oh, got one more key as well. We well and truly have a quell killer now. I really wouldn't recommend getting level 4 in the Magnum. If you want to, though, go for it, I guess. I know how to squeeze this game for every cent, you know what I mean? I know how to get every little bit of green gel in this game. I played it that much. But if you don't, then level 3 firepower in the Magnum should be more than enough to make it a quell killer. These upgrades now are not that important to me. And a lot of the time in this game, when I die, it isn't because of something that I've not upgraded. It does tend to either be genuinely my fault or the game screwing me over. Oh, God. Whatever, man. Whatever, Trevor. Putting an extra bullet in the gun in this game just feels so damn satisfying. It's unbelievable. This piece of music, ladies and gentlemen, it suits this game so well. It's one of the greatest ever. And there are just no words for how much it means to me. So these things on the floor, the keeper traps, you can actually kick those, but it's quite tough. And if Seb gets his foot caught in them, it's not an insta-kill, but you do have to wriggle out of them. So we're going to shoot that guy. Explosive. And this is definitely worth it, ladies and gentlemen, because these chaps have left behind explosive bolts here. And as you can see, you can disarm them immediately. Always remember, before you disarm explosive bolts on this game like that you're not full. If you are full with explosive bolts, you can't disarm them and you will blow up immediately. But yet again, another absolutely sick mechanic. In chapter 14, the next chapter, there's a room where sometimes if I've got loads of freeze bolts but not many explosive bolts, I freeze them, like the 2 explosive bolts together, and you can disarm both of them. You can't do that when they're unless they're frozen though. If they're frozen, you can do that. If they're not frozen, one of them will obviously blow up and kill you. But as you can see, the game is well and truly falling over itself now to give me green gel especially. But ladies and gentlemen, someone get Gordon Ramsay on the scene because it's time for some kitchen nightmares. And for this strategy here, having a level 3 shot bolt's good, but having a level 4 shot bolt is amazing because I think it's the level where you get more distance. I think it's 2 meters radius. We shouldn't need it. In fact, if you shoot it exactly where I'm going to shoot it, then level 1 should be okay, to be honest.
Oh God, now what?
But there's a shot bolt there, and that's basically Shinji telling you, hey guys, you know you can actually use a shot bolt against these Rumbas. Do any first-time players actually use a shot bolts? No, of course they don't. But just above that thing there, shoot one, and then just above all the glasses, all the pans and shit, shoot another one. That should be fine. Hopefully they won't come out. Nah. I'm gonna shoot that with a shotgun. Didn't get away from me in the end, pal. Range of the crossbow actually helped, though. I only just upgraded it, and now I'm glad of it. Incredible. I don't think that I made a mistake there. I think that was the game's fault, and like I just said, when things go wrong on this game, it can be the game's fault. There's some green gel to my right. Just stay crouched here. Never trip one of these. Don't risk it. Be careful. I can see the shot bolt. I can tell you right now, guys, I promise you this. I don't know why. Oh, shit. I need to make another shot here, just in case. Oh, look. Look, it's worked this time. I've never seen that. That is where the other one comes from. That shouldn't have happened. You want to put a shock there, just in case one's come out, because you'll see there, in the corner, one is trying to come out. That particular one has an explosive on it. Whoa! You piece of shit. How's he come out? Okay. Game. You're doing some interesting things, I'll tell you that. That's how you do that room, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the explosive is the one to the far end there. If you stop that one going out, brilliant. If you don't, when you're disarming the trap against the wall, put a shot bolt to the right of you, about 6 feet away, and hopefully, if the explosive bolt goes into that shot bolt, you should just about be far enough away not to be killed. Now, I mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, about the explosive bolt splashback meme deaths in this game. We're going to attempt to stop that from happening here, because I'm not going to be using the explosive bolts. If you're upgrading, you don't need to. Use a mixture of grenades and the magnum, and even the sniper, and you'll be fine.
You again?
Now, sometimes that grenade won't work. As you can see here, we've got a lot of meat sacks. I'm going to disarm that. I'm going to ready a shot bolt. I'm going to shoot and miss because this game's really annoying me right now. Okay. The reason I did that was because of the Rumba. I'm going to let the keeper get up here before I attack him. You want to do this because, wait, that's when you hit the keepers. Don't shoot them before they get up properly. They don't take as much damage as they should otherwise. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. As Tukachiko once said. We're going to loot the area now. We've got a level 3 sniper. level 3 sniper followed by about 4 handgun bullets. That's absolutely fine. We've killed 3 of them now. We can vacate the area. And I will. Pretty close to us, though. I think there are 7 keepers altogether, though. In the earlier part of Chapter 13, when I let the keeper just move on, I didn't antagonise him because there's no point.
Fuck.
There are 13, I think. Who came up with these arbitrary numbers, man? I don't know. But that's part of the DLC, though, where Kidman starts the dumb waiter again. To let Seb move on. Bethesda, I'm just going to let you know that survival horror at the moment is going through somewhat of a mini renaissance. You've got an IP that was created by the guy who dawned the genre. Not the first survival horror game, but the proper first popular survival horror game. Do you not think that maybe killing the series is a bad idea? You freaking morons. That's all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to say. So we're up to chapter 14 now. Shame chapter 13 wasn't deathless, but I preempted that death. I did say it could happen. Bit salty, but whatever. Oops, I didn't save it, but it should be okay. But yeah, chapters 13 and 14 are so good. And they're a much slower pace after 11 and 12, and even 10. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of combat going on here, but it's more methodical gameplay, like some of the early chapters. One part coming up here in the subways where
Joseph, you've got to be alive.
I'll show you guys a really good strategy because it's one of the tougher areas of the game. Oh my god. Food's repeating on me. The pacing of these kind of games is always very interesting because, you know, I love the pacing of this game, but I can't deny that it gets a little too action orientated towards the end, and I won't say it falls apart, but I think this game, from the start all the way up until chapter 10, is just like phenomenal. And then 11, 12, it kind of falters a little. Resi Village, 3/4 of the way through the game just shits the bed and goes so action orientated. You know, I like Village, it's not an amazing game, but it's much better than Resi 7. A better trajectory for the series, but with 3/4 of the way through, that game just goes crazy. Even Dead Space 2 does it, although it works completely 100% fine in that game, but these games always tend to just go very action orientated towards the end, and a lot of these kind of games are now being released without any puzzles, and I think that's a big issue because simple puzzles help break up the monotony in the gameplay. They give the gamer something else to do, and they're part of the survival horror experience. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when that haunted notices us, shoot the explosive bolt. Then you can freeze some of the explosive bolts, but there's about 4 or 5. And then you've got a few different strategies here. Ruvik will, I'd say, 80% of the time, hear the goings on in here from all the way downstairs. You can't stealth kill this guy very easily on Nightmare AKUMU. And also, as you can see, he's more perceptive than the normal enemies. I did do that on purpose just to showcase to you guys, but yes, his hearing is a lot better. So, harpoon to the midriff, boom, done immediately. See how satisfying this game is, gameplay-wise? Tough enemies can be killed so easily when you know what you're doing. Speaking of which, there is an invisible haunted on the floor. We found out earlier in the game how to kill these guys. Just... Oh, shit! You prick. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. We nearly got Burning Man memed there, ladies and gentlemen. Give them an inch. They'll take a mile. I like sniping that guy if I can, because it's fun. Keep crouched here, because that bomb, as you can see, will go off if you take your hand off it. So even though Sebastian's doing different animations, if you've got your button, still, if you've got your finger on the button to crouch, it won't go off. Right, level 3 freeze ball, but this can easily be done with a level 1 freeze ball. Ruvik, freeze ball, at his feet. He's gone, out of the picture. Yet again, you see how good this game's gameplay is. Smash that glass. Headshot. Headshot. And now, drop down here. Keep your button. Why do I keep people haven't got buttons, Alex, they've got fingers. My finger is on the button. Push the button. Stay crouched here. Keep your finger on the button, not your button on the finger. There are 3 invisible enemies on the slabs of rock behind us. Stay crouched. Stay to the right. Do as I've just done. I'm sure you can all freeze bolt the Ruvik clone. You do have to kill those 2 enemies, because if you don't, well, they're eventually going to see you here and they've got guns, so, well, yeah, enough said. If you don't have the alarm happen here, then there'll be there's a fat haunted and a guy with a sniper rifle down here. But we've stopped them spawning. If they do spawn, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a bother. There's a guy in here. Sometimes he will fall forward instead of falling backwards into the explosive ball. If that happens, then by now we should have a strong enough shotgun to just kill him straight after. And indeed we did. But he can sometimes kill you if you've not got upgraded weapons. He can be a bit of a problem. I guess you could harpoon that guy. I don't usually do that for some reason. Just be wary of this guy here. He opens the door because that is locked. But that fella there, he has very low HP. He tends to die in one shot. Amazing ambience here, holy shit. Love the ambience of this chapter. Remember what I said? Press the Y button, stomp on those guys, kill them immediately. It's kind of a shame, this game. I mean, the alter egos are in chapters 7 and 8. And then I don't think you see them until chapter 14. And the invisible enemies, well. Whee! Swept that guy off his feet, ladies and gentlemen. I like doing that. It's just a little something special there. I like hitting that guy with an explosive bolt. And then a shotgun. Yo, motherfuckers, it's rolling the rat. Yo, motherfuckers, it's rolling the rat. If you wanted to, you could use this rat to burn. Oh, God. I remember I died here in my AKUMU playthrough for exactly the same reason. Because I wasn't concentrating. I was dawdling like an idiot. But as you can see there, the harpoon saved us. I was too bothered about the rat talking shit. Let's give this guy a proper send-off, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, usually what you do there is run through here. The little grating will open. The alter ego busts through from. And you can manage to crawl through there before any of them spawn. What just happened there is we just got to that location quicker than the game thought we would. The alter ego can't attack you, he's just imaginary. Well, what's meant to happen is Quell takes him away, but you didn't see that. I'm going so much slower here because just collecting the resources and showing you guys how easy this game can be. Whee! Don't necessarily need to use that match there. Could stomp on him, of course. There was a guy on the Evil Within Reddit a few weeks ago who actually posted up and said, has anyone done crossbow only? Is it possible? Or has anyone done no crossbow? I think it was no crossbow we asked about. And I basically said, yeah, I do it all the time. And what I would say, if you've never done it, is do it on casual. Do it on survival. Build it up. Use a lot of upgrades and then get used to doing it without upgrades. And then upgrade, but don't collect any keys. And then just gradually make it harder and harder. And do different challenge runs. If anybody's watching this and they want to know some of the challenge runs that I do, trust me, there's loads. Whee! And they're all slightly different from each other as well. There's a bear trap there, ladies and gentlemen. That is outrageous. Shinji, apologise to us all now. You what, mate? Even though I know I've got more than enough green gel, if you haven't noticed, I still have to collect all the green gel. I've definitely got an addiction to the green gel in this game. But ladies and gentlemen, this is an interesting room. And it's a room where I am definitely going to heighten the chance of me getting killed. But I want to show you guys how to do it with weapons. This is how I do it. The traumas are tanky. It's important to remember that. But it's also important to remember that we've got to get that battery right at the end of the room there. And as you can see, I'm just juggling these gentlemen. I'm dead. There's absolutely no excuses for that, but yet again, I can tell you from experience that that kind of shit can happen. Now I'm going to do what I would usually do. It might not work, but I would recommend to run here. This might not work, but it's a totally different strategy. I just want to show you guys straight after. So get this, don't collect any of the resources. He might hit me, he might not. He hasn't. Run on. The movement here has to be specific. One of the traumas is now trapped. He's trapped behind all the whatever this growth is in the game world. The enemies are made out of stone there for a split second, but as you can see, after fucking up, I'm a little bit angry and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to incorporate an old school kind of speedrun strat, which I know the MLGers are still using, albeit when they're turning the crank they are doing the reload glitch, because there's now a reload glitch I mentioned in video number 1. I shouldn't have done that, man. And if you were going to fight the traumas there, I've done this before, and what can I say? It's getting late at night. I've been playing for nearly 3 hours. I'm a little bit tired now, but I did say that I could die there. When he attacks you with that attack, to be perfectly honest with you, it's kind of bullshit because it's a bit of a homing attack, and unless you've got full stamina, you're not going to get away from it.
Shit, this is dead.
But yeah, if you're going to attack them, lob grenades at them instead of explosive bolts.
What am I, an electrician?
I hit them with a magnum, but I missed, which I'm absolutely furious about. And pop a shot bolt in front of you. Or even just hit them with a freeze. I mean, I did do that, but it only got one of them. That was just a clusterfuck. I'm angry, really angry. 4 deaths now, that's pretty pathetic. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this guide and you want to know how to kill Quell immediately, this is how. Killing this guy, no upgrade keys, is a different kettle of fish entirely. You've got to play the long game. You really have got to play the long game with him because there's no quick way. But this is what we're going to do here. We're going to place shot down. We're going to hit him. Miss a shot, because that usually happens, because I'm an idiot. And he's dead. So that's not a level 4. Magnum, it's a level 3 Magnum. He does tend to do a little jump after your 3rd shot. And I should have waited, but I tend to miss that shot because I'm an idiot. There's no other real reason, but there we go. I love these loot rooms in this game, man. So damn satisfying on the first playthrough as well. This game just does loot so good. We're going to want to have a few shot bolts out. Actually create another one actually. As we head towards chapter 15, we've just got to unplug 3 more guys from the Matrix like we did in the start of chapter 6 and chapter 5. And then it's the last chapter of the game. And I absolutely love the Ruvik's House of Fun part, as I call it. And then the Double Keeper Silent Hill 2 fight, that's absolutely fantastic. The end of the game with the machine gun turret and the rocket launcher part, it's pretty unfortunate, I'd say. And that's the word that I choose to describe it. It's just not necessary, it's kind of dumb. And I choose to see the real final boss as the Double Keeper fighter. The Double Keeper fight, it's interesting because I've seen people absolutely ace that fight on the first playthrough. And on the first AKUMU playthrough as well, because of how they've upgraded. But I've also seen people really struggle with it. And it's a fight that is as easy as your resources will allow it to be. It's a true test of how well you've played the game. I think in that area where you fight the Double Keepers, I'd like to say there's about 15 handgun bullets, about 6 shotgun shells, about 5 or 6 sniper bullets. There's 2 bombs, which obviously you shouldn't be disarming on AKUMU. There's a few trap parts.
My research in your name again. Did you think I wouldn't?
There's just about enough to give you a fighting chance of taking them on in your first playthrough or first AKUMU playthrough if you've really struggled for resources, but such an interesting fight. Now the thing is, unfortunately, it's a fight that you can preempt and you can cheese it before it begins. But when you don't do that, and you're not upgraded, like if I do handgun only runs, then it becomes really interesting. But of course we are going to be cheesing it because we've got the resources. But if you guys haven't, the Magnum is your friend. Quite simply, you just want to pummel them as quickly as you can. Freeze bolt, shot bolt them if you have to. Shit.
Trying to make me feel sorry for you?
Yet again, we're going to put the shot bolt there. It's a level 3 shot bolt. He should trip it immediately. Stay crouched here. It'll make it easier. So unplug these guys from the matrix. We don't have time, unfortunately. These guys tend not to swing out at you when they're on the floor. I don't know why. Imagine how different and easier this game's combat would be if enemies didn't like swipe out when they were on the floor. So we're not at the end yet. Hopefully I can keep the deaths down. Sometimes that rocket launcher part at the end can kill me. Shouldn't be dying anywhere else, to be honest, but there's an outside chance of me dying at the Ruvik House of Fun part. But I was thinking the death's that unprecedented one in Chapter 2. And then the burn. Yeah, that's standard. Burn in Chapter 9. There's another one that I can't quite remember. And then there's... Oh, Chapter 13, when that strat went wrong, sorry. And then Chapter 14 with the traumas.
Ruvik?
Apart from the Chapter 2 one, they're quite common places for me to get wrecked if I do get wrecked on this difficulty. So I think there's 9 lockers to go, and we've got 8 keys left. Just know, ladies and gentlemen, that the last one will always have 100,000 green gel. And in regards to the green gel, if you open up the lockers in New Game Plus, all the amounts will be doubled. So, for example, here... Oh, no, it's a shot bolt. So, for example, here, with the green gel, it's 15,000 there, it'll be 30,000 on New Game Plus. Instead of 5,000 there, it'll be 10,000 in New Game Plus. Something a little bit cool to take into consideration if you're one of those people that really enjoy playing New Game Plus. I know there are a lot of people out there that do. I am not one of them. I find it most peculiar that with Callisto just coming out, they're only allowing New Game Plus to be released in February, which is so perplexing. I don't get it. I guess we'll find out if there's a particular reason or not, but these kind of games, New Game Plus is never as satisfying as New Game. I just don't understand why people love New Game Plus, but there you go. People like to play these kind of games with cheats and stuff. Different kind of gamers, I guess. Whoa! That's weird. The game will let me run on a bit slower though.
Losing our mind. This way.
So this part before the Ruvik House of Fun is a little bit frustrating, just constantly following Leslie and
Hey, wait.
being able to sprint and then not being able to sprint. This game would have been even better if there was less downtime, ladies and gentlemen. If I can fix and sort out this OBS problem with it stuttering, quite simply,
Alright, kid, where are you taking me?
if I can enforce that I can record properly again without the stuttering issue, and the file sizes are slightly more consistent on the Elgato, then maybe, just maybe, I'll do this long play project with a few of my favourite games as well. I don't think I'd do Resi 4 as a long play, it's too long.
When we come down.
It needs to be on games that like no more than 5 or 6 hours for me. I didn't enjoy doing Resi 4 for my channel back in 2017, but holy shit, it got no views.
Beacon, just like Joseph said.
Bacon, just like Joseph said. So I will upgrade for what it's worth right before the end of the game. But as you have jolly well seen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of green gel in this game. Of course, when it's your first playthrough of the game entirely, or you're relatively new to the game,
I knew it.
you won't know how to maximise the amount of green gel like I do. There's definitely enough there for you to upgrade a lot and survive this incredible difficulty. Which so few people have completed, and you know, I've not got any gameplay for 10 minutes, so I can go off on a bit of a tangent. Woohoo! Don't I love to do that? You know how with the Xbox and the PlayStation, they've got the kind of analytics to know the percentage of what gamers have done. So 90% of gamers made it past the first level. 6% of gamers got all collectibles. 2% of gamers got, you know, completed the game on the hardest difficulty. Those kinds of statistics have allowed devs to make games easier. Well, they forced them to, really. There are still tough experiences out there, and I'm not the kind of gamer who is complaining about all games being too easy. I play most games on normal. Certain games that when I love the gameplay and I replay them, I want that harder experience, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again because it bears repeating. Difficulty levels and different custom experiences are fantastic. We've got to knock back these kinds of Dark Souls games where the devs are too lazy to put in difficulty options and they just want everyone to have the exact same experience. This is subjective, some people might disagree, but I think difficulty levels are great and I love experimenting with them in different kinds of runs as well, whether it be a linear or open world game, permadeath, speedrun mode, no upgrades. It's great. But yeah, I think when these devs know they can see, oh, only 2 people completed the game on its hardest difficulty, it gives them less reason to make a fun, different harder difficulty. There's a heck of a lot more people who are going to play casual New Game Plus, and I don't get it, and I don't like it. 80,000 green gel, and I have no idea what to spend it on. I'll put it in my handgun, I guess. Put it on my guns. Melee level 2 for the memes, ladies and gentlemen. Upgrade till you can't upgrade no more. Damn, son. I've still only got 6 bullets in the shotgun. That's triggering me, actually.
Damn it!
What are you saying, Diaz?
Hey, I know you.
So, the Ruvik House of Fun part coming up, what we're going to look to do, ladies and gentlemen. Diaz, never forget. 2014 RIP. Is we're going to run to the right. And we are going to burn all the enemies. We're going to shotgun them down first. Use a flashbolt to keep them in place. And then the enemies are going to spawn on the other side, and I'm only interested in the guy with the machine gun because he is obviously a priority. He's a massive danger. When that wave is over, we're going to drop a shot bolt in the middle of the blood pool here, kill the insta-kill Rubik clone immediately, and then we're on to the second wave, and then I'll explain what we do then. It's a while since I did this part on AKUMU. Should be okay, especially upgraded. This guy's got a gun, but he ain't going to use it straight away, so he ain't so dangerous. All four are on the ground. Flashbolt. Sensational, they're all shat on. You see there how I just instantly killed? Oh god, she's got a gun. The female ladies got gats these days, peeps. They got gats. She's now dead, and that is why the level 3 plus sniper is so important. Wow, he got up quick, man. Just be aware that when I use the shotgun then, doing it so quick, sometimes the game won't like make the enemy recoil backwards. Kind of like when enemies are under the effects of shot bolts and flash bolts. He's got a wrench, just be careful. But look there how he ragdolls for a few seconds. He gives you a chance to just kill him and burn him. If you knock an enemy on the floor with a handgun, shotgun, whatever it is, they don't really give you that opportunity. But this is just so fun, chaotic. There's a lot of loot in the area, but it's so difficult as well on your first playthrough, and it just gives this part such a unique feel. Now there's two different ways we can do this, and I'm going to go up here to the female Sebastian Castellanos fan club. I'm going to drop the shot bolt right on the corner there. She's got a gun, be careful of that. Flashbolt. They're all dead. These guys, the fat crew, they're all going to get fucked up. Freeze bolt, done. Well, he's got a crossbow, get him out of the picture straight away. As you can see, you know, the body shots from a safe distance with a sniper. Hey, it may be cowardly, but do we give a fuck? No, we do not. One shot all these punks, including the guy with the torch. And if you're struggling to replicate that strat, then just know that you're nice and relatively safe up here, because the enemies have got to come to you. Anyone that's on this level, shoot them straight away to come down with a shotgun, and then hit them with a flashbolt. But with a Sadist, quite simply, don't forget the flashbolts allow you to stealth kill them straight away. If you're going to use the explosive bolts, do it from a distance. And if you've got the Magnum, just try your best not to miss. I'm going to sneeze. Once you get really close to the Sadist like that, he will not use a rocket launcher. That's... I think the Magnum is still on level 3. And all it is 4 bullets. But if you're in a place where you've just got to kill him with what you got left, then just try and juke him. It's a big area. Use the ladders. And this part here, when you jump down from this little ledge, don't move at all. Don't move, just stay in one place, snipe, and the enemies don't activate. So you can see the heads popping out, the guys with the porcelain masks, the other ones, they don't pop out. You can kill them immediately. So damn satisfying. Because this part, it's a little trollish. If you had to engage in a fight properly here, one of the guys crouches like that, the other lobs dynamite at you. you're poking your head out knowing you could get killed at any moment. It's a little tough. So here it is for me. This is the proper end of the game, not the stupidity that comes after it. Just balance on that little line there. Nice. Like I mentioned before, when the keepers on this game spawn, allow them to just start walking towards you before they attack them. So if you've got the Magnum, wait for that to happen, and then try and distribute the damage. Regardless of what you do with these guys, try and... It's not always easy, especially if you lose track of them. Because we've got these here, utilise these. So, keep them on that side. If they're there, use the shotgun, point blank. You ain't gonna miss. And then when they go all around there, there's a bomb there, don't disarm it. Duplicate the explosion, you know, use an explosive bolt. Something like that. Just bide your time, watch out for the traps because they will set the traps here. And also, feel free to use explosive bolts. I'm just doing this in a stupid way just because I know I've got more than enough resources here. Use a shot bolt maybe to get yourself more space, as you can see. I honestly don't think that's one of the tougher fights in the game. But if you don't have a lot of magnum ammo here, you've not got a lot of crossbow bullets, and you've not improved the damage of your guns, it could be tough. And if you're in that situation, there's bullets all strewn across this area. Just remember to use that device. Try and shoot the bombs when the keepers are next to them.
Ruvik.
And when all else fails, hit them with a melee. When all is said and done, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I adore this game, I don't love this difficulty. But the thing is, I think they knew that Nightmare was probably too hard for most people to even do on a like permadeath, so Nightmare, but limited saves, for example. But I don't think anyone would have complained if Nightmare was the hardest difficulty on this game. The name of the achievement when you complete AKUMU is You Asked For It. I don't know what that's relating to, but I think it might be Shinji, like, saying that people had said games has gotten too easy. Unbelievable. So this is pretty much what I anticipated and what I wanted. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes now with the second session. This video is probably going to be at 9-10 gigabytes in size. Probably going to take me a good 3 hours to upload to YouTube. Woohoo! And then as soon as this is uploaded, I'm going to have my 2022 clips of the year on my HDR, on my Xbox. There's about 9 or 10 of them from this game this year. Some really intriguing ones that I've never seen before. And a few classics in the mix as well.
If I make it out alive, I'm never riding in an elevator again.
If I get out alive, I'm never shooting a sniper rifle in an elevator again. See how the bullet stays in the same place though, even though it's in the wall? Sensation.
It can't be.
But yeah, everything that happens now until the end is a little boring. They're also very loud as well. Just going to turn the volume down on the game a little bit. Shit. Fuck. So we've got this again with the hands. You just move to the right for the first one, move to the left for the second one. Keep moving straight ahead for this next one. Stay towards the left though. Another one will drop down there, but it can't get you. They copied that quite a bit with the DLC. They did that about 4 or 5 more times. It's obvious that they were running out of ideas by then. I want to actually mention the length of this game. When we get to the credits, I will do. So this is very hard to fail. When you see the red spot, shoot it, simple as. And shoot the glass brain here. I stop, and then when I can tell that I can shoot it again, I begin again. Not really much to say here. Like I said, this is very unfortunate. The game ends like this. It's not very fun. And it's kind of dumb. There we have it. So now it's time for the rocket launcher part, and you want to be ensuring with this guy that you allow him to come forward a little bit first before you shoot, otherwise he doesn't seem to take damage. You want to aim below his head towards the, well, big dangling ball thing. Good lord. And sometimes you will be sure that you've actually hit this guy and the game's saying you've not, and it's pretty shit. And then when you stagger him, shoot the brain, it'll turn red. Repeat it 3 times and it's done. Sometimes this guy gets close to me, sometimes I die to it, sometimes I do it immediately. It's bullshit, it's not fun. Fuck this part, and that's not a good start. Because I've started, yeah, I've not done anything. Yeah, we're dead. I don't fucking believe it, man. Yeah, it's not a fault of our own, but we're dead. Fucking stupid, man. Up yours, game. We've failed it already, so what's the point of all this now? I've got him there once, but we need to do it another 2 times. Don't shoot him yet, because he's not going to take damage. Don't shoot him yet. No. Missed again, even though I've not missed. How am I missing? I don't understand. Now we've got a slight chance. We've actually got a slight chance. Wait for him. In the cranium again. It's not in the cranium, I'm just talking shit. I've heard too many rappers say that, and I just want to repeat it. But ladies and gentlemen, guns don't kill rappers. Sorry, guns don't kill people, rappers do. I've seen it in a documentary on BBC 2. English is starting to become a problem now. I've been playing for way too long. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last shot of the game. The shot I like to call the John Marston shot. The quick draw. And we failed it. But you know, I've never been one to be a cowboy. Fucking absolutely atrocious, man. Absolutely atrocious. Why does this need to be harder on Nightmare AKUMU? Right, what did I do differently? With these kinds of games, I hate it when those kinds of mechanics are difficult, or more difficult on the harder difficulties. Like, that is faster on Nightmare AKUMU than it is on Survival and Casual. Why? Make the core gameplay harder. Don't make some stupid bullshit like that harder. It's like with Callisto. Like, this kind of fisticuff fighting that started really with Uncharted 3, but wasn't that much of a problem, and then was in Uncharted 4, which Neil Druckmann directed, and Druckmann's not as talented as he thinks he is, so that was really frustrating. The last boss was a joke in that game, and then as much as I adore the Last of Us 2 gameplay, what's the worst thing about that game's gameplay? Those stupid fisticuff fights where you have to dodge. And Callisto did it again, and I'm thinking, when they release permadeath, I'm not, well, I am worried about the core gameplay, I'll admit, with that game, but I'm also worried about those stupid fisticuff parts where I never know when to dodge, I never know when to attack. I'm not playing Mortal Kombat, I'm playing a fucking survival horror game. Ugh. But yeah, I'm a bit annoyed by that, as you might be able to tell, ladies and gentlemen. And that's our 5th death altogether. 13 deaths less than when I did this in December 2015, but I'm talking as well and recording, obviously, and I'm a little preoccupied by trying to be entertaining but also helpful for anybody watching this, so I'll use it as an excuse and say that.
Leave
but
that one.
that John Marston shot, I do tend to mess
They're
that
not
up.
going anywhere. No one can.
Red Dead. So many sequels in modern gaming now, which, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, the fans didn't like it as much as the first game. God of War Ragnarok. Look beyond the memes. Look beyond what's out there online. A lot of fans are preferring the first game. Dying Light 2, a lot of people prefer the first game. I still want to play Dying Light 2. And then there's many other games as well where the sequels aren't as beloved as the first game because it's just more of the same. I'm noticing that now with modern games. But ladies and gentlemen, that is my Evil Within AKUMU difficulty commentary walkthrough long play. Mostly very happy with this. A few parts the gameplay was a little bit subpar, and I do apologise about that. God, what a soundtrack that is. Any parts where you felt like I needed to be a bit more articulate, or you weren't happy with what I said, ladies and gentlemen, you want more help, please just ask in the comments box. I will help you out. Just know that a heck of a lot of the strategies that I incorporated in this playthrough, there can be different strategies, and if I was really good, well, it's not so much really good, it's not born idle, is what it is. Maybe one day I'll do a quickly edited together, like 30-minute video, a one-off in the future, showcasing different strategies, which would have me recording, editing, and cutting the video a heck of a lot. I hate doing that kind of shit, so don't anticipate it anytime soon, but maybe one day I'll do that as well. But this has been fun to do, just like the Dead Space one was as well. I think the first video on that has got about 40 odd views, so hopefully this can follow suit. I do have a particular Evil Within Clips video, which was from 2020, which does drip feed views, so people are interested in watching it. It's got a couple of hundred views now. There we have it, 5 deaths. Quite a lot of common-placed ones. A few could have been avoided. But I have nothing to prove because I completed this game with 0 deaths before. It's just a heck of a lot of fun. But Nightmare is my bread and butter, to be honest with you, but there's so many mechanics in this game that I just adore. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing though, I will always pull apart the mechanics and look at them and notice that there are other mechanics that I don't like. I think mechanically Dead Space 2 is my favourite game of all time in regards to how it works, but this game ain't far behind. I prefer this game, but I can't deny the jank that there is in this game. But yeah, it's just so much fun, man. So easy and fun to play. First playthrough, I had no idea, obviously, what the hell was going on, not only in the story, but the gameplay. Which was fun, you know, that was very fun. Let's just see what people are playing on the Xbox. Games that I'm not into. Damn, look at that 900 gamer score this month, ladies and gentlemen. But thanks for watching. This is the last video of the year, apart from my King's speech, not Queen's speech now. R.I.P. Liz. Where I wish all my subscribers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then next month we've got a Spec Ops: The Line casual playthrough. I freaking love that game and I want to bring it to the channel. In the summer I've got a casual Hotline Miami 1 playthrough. I'm going to be getting a PS5 next year, and I do intend to bring The Last of Us Remake and The Last of Us 2 to the channel. Remake of 1 will be a first playthrough of the remake. It won't be a first playthrough of the sequel, but apparently Naughty Dog are getting the third game ready. I'm a bit surprised by that. This is a bit earlier than I anticipated, but we'll see. Maybe, just maybe, do not anticipate this, but there's a chance I could bring Callisto Protocol Permadeath to the channel in terms of a walkthrough. And if I really enjoy Resi 4 Remake and Dead Space Remake, then obviously do anticipate a hardest difficulty walkthrough as well. Maybe my first playthrough up on the channel, not sure. There'll be other left of field bits and bobs as well. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.